What's going on, everybody? Actually, my beautiful people from YouTube, let's say that instead. I want to make sure I come to you guys without further ado because I do have a couple of things planned and I won't be able to get on or launch a video anytime soon. Recorded some stuff, but I want to make sure some of the important stuff that's happening out there is shared with all of you and you know exactly what's going on in the space because there are changes coming. And as always, I want to make sure that I keep you all informed as to what is going on. Now, the main question of the day that I need to figure out is can y'all hear me okay? Are you guys on? If you're on a stream, um, that's going to be the main question. I want to make sure that things are coming through. And obviously, there's going to be a delay as usual, but let me know in the chat there, where maybe there, if you guys can hear me and if the stream is going okay. No, no, oh, there he goes. I thought it was just going to be wishful thinking, but no. Ramrod, appreciate you, buddy. Larry, Dillard. Oh, I sound good. Thanks. My mom thinks so too. All right. Two things. I'm about to put up a poll, real quick question on the poll, and I want to actually ask all of you, where y'all from? Where you guys at? US, overseas, let me know. Want to make sure that I know who's out there listening right now. Um, because it's always important to know who you're talking to. Because I got some fun stuff to cover. I don't know if you can call it fun, to be honest with you. I think it's a little bit maximalists might not like it. No, somebody's always going to be unhappy with the things that I share, but that's okay. I mean, that's just the way things go. So that's all right. Um, Here we go. Ask Community US. I think we got a couple of people from the US here with us today, which is good because I do want to cover about stuff that's going to directly impact us. Now, and I say us because I am here in the US as well. Iowa. Oh, you guys got some good, bro. I got a real quick thing about Iowa. Before I actually came to the States, I don't know, like 20 years ago or something. Um, the only thing I knew about Iowa was what I, learned while driving and cruising the USA, which was amazing to say the least. But not a bot? You lost the bet. You had a bet going on? This is incredible. We got bets being thrown around here. This is fantastic. All right, we're going to have mostly US people here today because it's a little bit late on the other side of the globe. You want to hear about Nodal? Sounds good. I can definitely talk about Nodal, no problem at all. Now, I did share that I wanted to cover a couple of things in that little thumbnail and title because there really wasn't any description. So I want to make sure I just go right to that and don't keep you guys waiting. If you guys don't know who this kid is, well, you've been living under a rock, and that's okay. It's nothing wrong with you finding things out, now. Sooner rather than later is always best, but if it's now, it's now. So Vitalik, he is the dude that came up with Ethereum. And he has decided to I don't want to say go sour, but he hasn't been very nice lately with some of the tweets. And these two here are the ones I actually want to show you. So Michael Saylor has not had the best rep lately because of the price of Bitcoin going down, but it is what it is. He's been a maximalist when it comes to Bitcoin for the longest time. And he recently made a comment in regards to securities have been what they are and there's no going around them. And, Bitcoin is not going to be a security. And people did not like the stance that he took. He went down to the, 10 commandments to try to sort this out, which is kind of odd. Um, but Vitalik basically called him clown. And that's just not nice thing to say in this space. And what it all boils down to is that it does not matter if you're a Bitcoin maximalist, if you're all about Ethereum, there's enough room in this space for everyone. And when people just start going at it with one another, it makes absolutely no sense. And everyone loses at the end of the day. And that's the thing that we miss sometimes that there's no winning here. Who's going to win in this conversation? Is it going to be the guy who, started something from nothing or the guy who has a bunch of money invested in Bitcoin? Like, we need to stop and think about, like, what is the end goal? Now, the reason I bring Vitalik up and Ethereum is because of the merge, right? And let me pull up the merge, and they actually have a dedicated thing just for the merge, which will be happening supposedly on September, and I wrote that down somewhere. Where is it at? It's the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, September 19th. But that date has been moved around so many times that nobody knows if it's true, if it's believable, if it's actually gonna happen. And it's kind of wild because people are not thrilled. And when I say people, I'm talking about miners, people that are. I need to stop my GPU mining because it might lag stuff. There we go. All right. So GPU miners, because I mean, let's be honest. The way you make the most money with your GPUs is going to be with Ethereum. There's just no way around that because the price surged so high to what it's at now, nearly $1,700. It's the most profitable token for you to be mining. So what does that mean? Well, Ethereum is going from proof of work to proof of stake, which means that we're not going to be earning as like we used to. I don't personally have any GPU rigs. The only thing that I mine with is my 3090. It's already in my PC. It just kind of makes sense. My solar covers a cost for it, so it's fine. This is where the warning comes in, and I want to make sure that you all understand where I stand, not in a matter of financial advice whatsoever, but I want you to know what I'm looking at here because if you take a look at miners, you see that ET hash is like $78 a day. That's pretty darn good profitability. But guess what? That's all about to change if this thing goes through the way that it's supposedly going to go through. All that's going to go away because now your ET hash, because if you click on, and this is ASIC Miner Valley, if you guys are wondering where we're at, go right into iPolo and you'll see that it dropped the profitability down to 40 something. It was as high as $126 a while back, but you can make 30 grand a year with this unit. It's like fantastic. Is it? Because these are the mineable coins right now that they have listed. And yeah, you can mine Ethereum Classic with it, but the real bulk of the money is coming from Ethereum itself. Raven coin is still viable. Yeah, I mean, sure, Raven coin's still viable. Funny enough, it's not even listed here. But the profitability, the numbers just don't make sense. That's what I mean, Zeno. And by the way, there's a package that I'm sure actually went out today, headed towards you. Just if you're wondering, because Ravencoin does not have the market cap that you're going to have with Ethereum. And you really got to expect Ravencoin to pump like crazy for it to actually be worth it. And it's kind of following the market trend, of course, like way, way lower. And I just want to bring up this so you can see what I'm talking about. Ravencoin transition. Here we go. Take a look at this. The last year, like it, I mean, it went up to 15, almost 16 cents. And now we're back at almost 4 cents. So 3.7 cents. Yes, it's mineable. Yes, it's definitely something that you'll be able to mine with your GPUs, but it all boils down to, is it worth it? I know some people who actually mine Ravencoin, and what they say is that, yeah, I mine it, then I sell it right away. So what's the purpose behind it? If you're just selling it right away, right? Like if you're a long-term miner, and the way I look at it, any miner should be looking at themselves as long-term, profit makers. Because if you're investing in an ASIC, if you're spending money on something that's going to supposedly give you a long-term passive income in return, well, you got to be in it for the long haul. It just has to be that way. Now, talking about this merger, it's really interesting here because they're all about merger will reduce Ethereum's energy consumption by 99.95%. Cool. And the way they're going to reduce that energy consumption is going to be by letting the rich people get richer. I know it's one of those things that kind of gets crazy to think about, but that's what proof of stake is. The more you have of the coin, the more say you have. So is it likely that this thing will be overtaken by whales and they'll do whatever they want with it? Probably not. But still, it's not security wise the best way possible to secure a project. And that's why I am a huge believer in proof of work. And I guess I'll do a little PSA right now. Hey guys, you know how, ETH is going to be able to handle 100,000 transactions per minute? That's nothing, guys. That's nothing in comparison to what Cadena is already doing at 460,000. So just going to put that out there. People forget that, 100,000 transactions, sure, it looks cool. It's nice, but we have other blockchains right now that are proof of work that can do a whole lot more, which is why my money is definitely on KDA for the long haul because I see the longevity of it and I see that the adoption is just starting to kick in. We've seen the price of the token skyrocket at points and come right back down to, almost $1. Right now we're sitting at $2 and it's, in my opinion, something that I'm in it for the long haul. Everything I mined never sold. Everything I mined, it's still there and I'm still happy with it because I am not looking for the short term gains. I'm looking for the long term returns because that's the best way to look at it, especially if you're looking at miners. Now, if you're, interested in the whole, what Vitalik was actually saying, well, he kept going. I don't know what it is, but he went on a little rant of like just shooting people down. And I don't know, maybe I don't want to be that guy to say this, but look what he said about, metaverse. The metaverse is going to happen, but I don't think yeah, anything is gonna have to do with the corporate attempts at trying to make it happen because Facebook. That's what it is, right? You're looking at Facebook, who's now called Meta, and the idea is that hey, you can't force the metaverse to happen. It's just going to happen naturally. Nothing happens naturally. I don't think Facebook is going to lose on the metaverse. I think Facebook is not going to be the leader of the metaverse, but having things change over to Meta and the way they're approaching it, yeah, I understand. Like it's a matter of making sure you are part of the new wave of things, right? Like that's what Facebook is banking on. I personally know people that work there, and the timeline is about 10 years for them to be the market leader when it comes to the metaverse. They're not looking at doing this thing overnight. They're slowly trying to build something up to implement it and, take market shares. That's the idea. It's not so much that you want to take over the entire ecosystem, but you want the market shares because if you think about it, a very tiny little bit of that market share, guess what? Makes you a whole lot of money. And talking about small market shares and making sure that, hey, I want some of that pie. I want to make sure that I'm taking advantage of things that are going on. We just had another one bite the dust. So I'm going to take a look at this. This is CoinFlex, and they have limited withdrawals and redemptions. So it ain't looking good, guys. More and more, exchanges are having issues, not being able to meet their commitments. Look at their, trading volume. It's at zero. And I know this is sad. Like it hurts me to actually show some of these things, but if you don't know where that incredible API is coming from, it's coming from you. That's just this plain and simple way to say it. We've seen this happen way too many times. Now, even with big exchanges, look at Voyager. Voyager filed for bankruptcy. Like that's not good. I mean, I early on I was telling you guys Voyager is not doing that well if their system would crash every time there was a big pump of a token. So let's make sure we're following all of these small things. It's, hey, exchange can't keep up with the technology to handle their customers. There's got to be more to it. What else is going on under the hood? And I bring up exchanges because there's a lot of things going on inside of exchanges that are impacting all of us. And when I say all of us, I mean all of us, especially if you're in the US, because recently we had a now ex employee from Coinbase trying to flee the country because he was accused by the DOJ of, I mean, it's fraud. DOJ goes after fraud. And there were multiple tokens that this guy was actually dealing with, that he was giving insider information to family members and friends. 24 to be specific. Now, what you need to be aware of is that none of the things that are on Coinbase are securities or are not considered securities. However, the SEC went ahead and said, "Oh, you know what? We're gonna file charges against this guy too because it's technically insider trading." because none of these coins are securities, which just blows my mind. What world do you live in where you tell the exchange, yeah, these are not securities, don't worry about it, when their legal team reaches out? But when somebody does something that they could take them to court for, all of a sudden, none of these tokens are now considered securities. That is nothing more than a cash grab and a way for you to rule from the bench. It's the best way to explain it. Because what you're doing here is essentially you're saying, hey, I know that these coins aren't considered securities, but if we can charge this guy and win in court as if they were, well, all of a sudden we've set a precedent that these are securities, and we can move forward a whole lot easier. And you see this happen time and time again because the SEC loves to go ahead and actually target the small people, the people that cannot defend themselves well. But this is a bigger fight because if you think about it, it's going to have a huge impact on exchanges themselves. So Coinbase is not sitting quietly. They're going, whoa, 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 whoa. Guys, we asked if these were securities. You said they weren't. Like, where does that leave things off now? So their goal was to go after the little guy, make sure that they had a legal precedent to go after things that and claim them to be securities. But now Coinbase is going, wait a minute, we can't do this, and it's getting so bad that even Binance is go ahead, it's like they're delisting some things because they're afraid they're going to be considered securities, and this is going to be Binance US, of course. But still, there needs to be more clarity in this space, and the way that they're going about doing things is not the right way to do it. And I've heard this comment a few times before where people will say, "Oh, they're just, trying to grab money from people." Yes, they're trying to grab money from people. I agree with that. And so others will say, "Well, these companies, can afford to fight it." Can you and I afford to fight it? Because at the end of the day, the SEC are going on, they're not going on a limb here. They're actually using your money and my money to go after these companies. So if they lose, we lose. If they win and make these things securities in a very counterproductive way, we still lose. This is a lose lose game. So when I say about a zero sum game, well, we got a couple of things in this video that I wanted to cover. First, when you're going at it with other people that are for crypto, that is a zero sum game. Nobody wins. And I think I've said this a couple of times that, blowing out somebody else's candle doesn't make yours shine any brighter. And that's something to keep in mind when it comes to crypto. There are just tons of projects out there, and somebody wants to go ahead and, talk crap about somebody else in hopes of making themselves look better. You don't look better by putting somebody else down. You just look like a jerk. So yeah, great. Let's talk about how crappy Meta is. Why? Why do you care so much? Why are you spending your time on that? Are you that insecure that ETH isn't going to be what it needs to be? So you need to go ahead and put other projects and other cryptocurrencies and everything else down because of it? See, when people start doing that, it doesn't tell me that they believe in what they do. It tells me that they're beyond insecure about whatever it is that they're dealing with. Maybe it's personal. I hope it is, and it's not ETH because I do see the longevity of it. And do I think it's going to crash? Not really. But even the people that are dealing with Tether, because Tether is a ERC20 token, they are watching this carefully because you want to make sure this transition takes place properly. And I did just get distracted by a pretty butterfly that flew across my window here, but I got to be honest, I'm pulling all my stuff out. I'm not going to keep, the bulk of my things inside of ERC20 at all because I don't know what's going to happen on that, on that split. Are things going to be forked? Because there are polls out there with people going kind of wild saying, yeah, ETH is going to be what it is. ETH is going to, continue, but there's going to be a fork and we're going to have another one out there as well that's going to continue. Like, what is actually going to happen? I can't predict the future. I can't tell you what will happen, like to a T exactly. So before that fork happens, yeah, I'm gonna make sure the bulk of my assets are not sitting on an ERC20 platform just because it ain't safe. In my opinion, it's just not safe. So many things can go wrong. And yeah, it's cool. that we can get new things. You can save on electricity, which really doesn't matter as much as people think it does. But let them do their thing. I just don't want to feel the negative impacts of it when it does happen. Um, and scaling, right? Like that's the other thing that I keep thinking about. Like the big brag about going to proof of stake is that they're going to be able to handle more than 100,000 transactions. And cool, that's not that impressive, guys. It is not that impressive. So keep that in mind. They're trying to make a bigger deal out of something that it isn't. Um, and I know that the chat is open. I did go ahead and make sure that you guys have the ability of commenting every 15 seconds so that, MetaZeno isn't just flooding the chat. Just kidding, buddy. You're good. You're good. Um, Anything else you guys want me to talk about, just do let me know. Something else that I saw, which are just, not good yet really great for the space at the same time, is Tiffany and Company, because now they got this little pretty number here where they just came out with NFT, the NFT versions of the CryptoPunks as a little necklace. Look at that. How cool. Don't you want to spend $50,000 on one of these things? You saw that ending, right? So I don't want to call this thing a money grab. It's not necessarily a money grab. They're a company and they're trying to make money from it. Sure. But in the long term, you having all of these big players joining this platform, and time is going to run out for you to make massive profits when it comes to crypto, little by little. That's what it is. And it's not like I don't feel bad that they're doing this. I don't, there's no, hey, shame on you trying to take it. No, like you guys have been around since like 18 something. Cool. You're, keeping up with the times, but that means you all need to be watching what's next, what's happening, the things that are going on. And I guess I'll take this moment to say NFTs they may or may not be exactly what you think. NFTs are cool in the sense that they're non-fungible tokens, that they're not art. They're not what most people think they are. They're simply data stored onto the blockchain. Great. That can mean anything. That can be literally anything in a lot of cases, like CryptoPunks, their early version of NFTs that decided to, go ahead and print graphics onto the blockchain. Awesome. So think about this. Newer blockchains. I'm just going to use this. I know this is an easy one, but I'm going to use Cadena as an example. Early blockchains, NFTs will increase in value, especially the token also increases in value. So what have I been doing? I've been looking at NFTs in the Cadena space because I see the token going up, and a lot of the projects that are actually on the Cadena space are going to go up with it. I guess is a good way to say it, because it's if the token goes up, the price to acquire those NFTs are going to go up. And there's some really awesome NFTs on the Cadena space. So I highly, highly encourage you guys to check it out. It's the Cadena Mining Club, for example, is one of them. You have like the Alpha Slayers that are coming out with some cool NFTs as well. There's a ton of stuff that's being launched on the platform that I think anybody getting in early will be able to benefit tremendously long term. Um, oh, this is fun. Newbie spawn. NFTs need to provide utility, in your opinion. I disagree. I know, mind blowing, right? I normally agree with that statement, but they don't have to. The ones that bring value will. That's the key here. You don't have to have an NFT bring any kind of utility for it to actually work, for it to actually be a thing. If somebody wants to, say that a 1 pixel by 1 pixel yellow dot is pretty, all power to them. Go ahead and spend your money. Go ahead and give your money away to that. But they don't have to have a utility. But I agree with you like 1,000%. If you want things to have good term, long, like good value long term, you need that utility behind it. I'm with you there. So that's, I think, the part that a lot of people miss is why. You got to ask the why. And if you guys see me on Twitter Spaces or talking to anybody, that's my number one question to understand from people. Why in the world are you doing this? Why did you start a project? Why did you, invest your time and energy into this? What's going to come of it? Okay, money's going to come of it, but why are you doing it in the first place? See, the root of the project a lot of times will tell you where it could actually be leading. If it's a money grab because I like to make money, well, what's the point there? So keep that in mind. Because I do think that it's important for us to understand. Let me see. Did I have any other tabs open? I want to make sure I cover. Actually, this I opened this one right before I actually hit the live button here. So, and it's why I think that some people are upset. This was just updated. So, Bitcoin rose 16.8% in July, best performance since October 2021. Ooh, it's a much needed rally. NFT as a Super Bowl ticket can be a utility. I agree with that 100%. If anybody's got NFL, Super Bowl tickets that you want to hook me up with, I'll create an NFT out of it and I'll pretend that it works. Got you guys covered. But things are rallying up, and that might be why ETH people might be a little bit upset because Bitcoin is doing a little bit better. I joke, and I'm joking and totally joking about that. But it is important, guys, to understand the why behind things so you can understand the function, the utility. Just like newbie spawn was saying, what does it actually do? What purpose does it actually serve? Otherwise, it can just be a money grab. Um, Now, in regards to bull traps and the price pumping or not pumping, the way I look at it is cool. I'm buying in little by little so that at the end of the day, I don't lose money because I sold high. So if I buy in now, I can buy in, to like 30 some odd, 40,000 or so as far as BTC goes and still be in the green. I'm just going to dollar cost average my way back into things so that I don't have a big, risk when I get back into it. Because if it drops, okay, maybe I didn't make as much as I could have. It dropped, well, I'll buy a little bit more. I'll buy a little bit more. What I'm fairly sure of it is that it won't go to zero. And if it does go to zero, this channel will probably implode and we won't be around much longer. Um, because, yeah, savings. Now, that's just the basics, right? In my mind, like that's just the way to do it to make sure that your investments are safe while still making sure that things are working well. Um, cool. Now, I am actually checking my phone to see what time I need to cancel this. Not cancel. What am I talking about? Um, Oh, I have a little bit more time. This is actually a good message saying that I have a little bit more time and I don't have to rush with this and I can talk to you guys about anything and everything under the sun. Probably going to delist this video and maybe chop it up a little bit and give you guys just the highlights. But anything else you guys want to go over, let me know. I'd be more than happy to talk about it, go over some things because, yeah, at the end of the day, it's not about what I want to know. It's about what you guys are interested in. Um, Husky, are you awake, man? Like, what time is it? If you're actually here, I'd be surprised. This is wild. Have I looked at what Thor has been doing? I have not been looking at what Thor has been doing, but mentioning other blockchains and other spaces, I know Thor was like dropping for some reason or not going anywhere from the last time I checked. Um, we were told I was talking about I saw Nodal, which brought up Polkadot. I know Polkadot is now having a way for people to deal with like intercommunication between different, I don't want to say blockchains, but parachains. Um, Now, here are my thoughts on Polkadot, which people will despise me for it. I like what the blockchain does. I think that as a standalone application, they can go far, kind of. They can work out well. I'll give perfect example is a Deeper, right? Deeper network. They use Polkadot substrate. That's cool. It works well for that, but they're not set up to grow because of these auctions, because of the parachains. It's a matter of making sure that you need money to win these chains. Like these parachains, the only way you get in it is if you win, and you need money to win. It's jeez, it's just it's hard. It's hard. I don't know how to say it, but it's going to be very hard pill to swallow. Saying that Polkadot's going to go to the moon, it's going to take over things when that interconnectivity, the way to message different chains, these parachains, is going through. It's a protocol that will only support parachains and not the new guy coming along, which kind of stinks, right? Like you want to make sure that your blockchain can adopt more people, that is it's welcoming to others. And when you put this huge roadblock of auctions, it kind of puts people off. Now, what else we got? Lux post ETH merge. Well, I think you're going to have a lot of people post, mining Flux at the end of the day, after ETH kind of does its thing. Um, Geez, the profitability always goes down with the more people that you have on there. Unfortunately, that's the way I look at it. It's profitability will dwindle, no doubt about it, no ifs or buts. Because the more people you have mining, the less funds are to go around for people. That's what it boils down to. 5G going worldwide. Well, Helium 5G going worldwide. Yes, I see that happening because they are getting a ton of money. So the people that care, I don't know. I need to be careful with my words. I don't want to put anybody down while I say this. Supporters of the Helium Network, let's try this again. All right, guys. So supporters of the Helium network are really excited and bullish on 5G, which means that the money going into 5G will definitely be used to expand the network worldwide. What does that look like? Not good, because there's a ton of regulations when it comes to 5G. The frequencies are different all over the place. And to ensure that you can provide services like that is going to take more than just a click of a button. It's not an open frequency, right? So the way things work with Helium with their original proof of coverage network is that you have a band that's being used all around the world. So you have 868 when it comes to Europe, that is open. It's what CB radios communicate on. 915 in the US, it's what truckers use. So at the end of the day, it's easy for them to deploy these things all over the world. Now, you have this 5G network. It's actually multiple frequencies. It's way more regulated. And depending where you are in the world, individual users are not even allowed to, erect these networks. So it's scary to think about what it can look like. But the money is there, right? That's what you got to think about. Yes, I think it's going to go worldwide. Well, the FCC, so Johnny, FCC is watching you here in the US. It gets worse in different parts of the world. That's what I'm saying. You got to make sure that all these regulations are being followed, that if they're using any frequencies that are paid for, or companies have they need to pay the rights to the government a lot of times to use certain frequencies. It gets kind of crazy the way that these things work. So is it going to go worldwide 5G? I think so. Is it going to be tomorrow? Definitely not. It will happen, and my opinion, is going to happen because of partnerships, just like it was mentioned here with the Dish Network by Johnny. But it's a matter of making sure that they are crossing their T's and dotting their I's, which takes way longer than doing a CB radio. The frequencies that are open to the public. That's where I'm at with Helium, guys. 5G Helium, totally profitable. If you can get it, get it. Like, don't don't let me be the guy, saying that, oh, this is not worth. No, if it makes money, go do it. Like, take advantage of it. There's nothing wrong with all of you guys making money, but I just don't think that it's going to happen tomorrow when it comes to the worldwide aspect of it. Um, Deeper network. Am I bullish on deeper network? Man, how much am I supposed to say? I mean, I think I need to. I'm about to change the settings on this live right now and like not keep it up after it goes after I'm done with it. Am I bullish on the deeper network? I am bullish on the deeper network technology. I think that their hardware is really cool. I think that the hardware pays for itself. I love being, behind a deeper connect device. I have not lost any money. I know it sounds kind of wild, but I have not lost money. I've actually made money because of staking and things of that nature and buying in so low. I know that the token price is really low right now for DPR, but it's okay. Um, I don't know where it's going to go. There have been people coming and going within the company. I'm really curious how it's going to move forward. I don't think it's going to die. I don't know if it's going to thrive long term, but because of the API that I'm getting on my device, because of staking, it's still worthwhile. I think that it's not a bad thing to run one of these nodes because it's actually good. The DNS protection that it provides is actually pretty darn decent. And it's plug and play, right? Like at the end of the day, it's plug and play. And I love utilizing things that are plug and play and helping others acquire that. Um, I'm sure I have a link to Deeper's, like a referral link. Um, Deeper something action.ceo is what it's going to be. Um, oh, probably Nano. Let me see this Nano. See if this link works, and I'll dump it in here in the chat so you guys can actually follow the link and see the thingamabob about what it is that they do. 7-layer encryption. That's right, Jason. You're dead on about the 7-layer encryption, and I think and that's what it is, guys. Like there's a lot of benefits to the Helium network, not Helium network, Deeper network, that goes unnoticed at times, and I just I'm not saying that I'm putting my money into DPR right now. I'm saying that I don't think that this project will die. I think that it's a project that's going to be around long term, and I'm still earning a decent APY. So, yeah, that's a link to the Deeper store. Oh, you know what? Since we're talking about Deeper, I'll tell you guys this. If you take a look at the Deeper store, and a lot of people don't realize this, but if you just go to that link, you're going to see that the website is actually geared towards a consumer. Everything is geared towards a consumer. Like this is the way that a website that trying to sell devices looks like. They are definitely targeting the people, I guess is the best way to describe this. Oh, I'm not even sharing my screen. Look at that. I should have done that. That make my life easier and your life easier to see what's going on. Transition there. So this is what it looks like. I mean, you have this is a sales website through and through. It's giving you the big points of like why you should do this. Um, and easy access to buying things. Like it's a no-brainer that they are 1000% going for the sale and they're looking to generate funds here. Now, where does that put us? I can tell you where it puts me. It puts me in a good position to continue to use the device because it works really well. I like what it does. I like the way that it functions, and I'm just going to keep at it. Oh, say that's awesome, dude. Like if you act, and I'll ask you since you mentioned it, do you have one? Do you have a deeper connect device? Because I totally get that, the centralization of communication in different countries, you get tons of stuff that just gets blocked. And being able to bounce around and go into different locations, I think is really cool. And like I will say this, like even if I didn't earn, um, like I didn't earn any DPR with my device by sharing my bandwidth, I'll probably still do it because I'm not in this thing just for myself. The reason I'm in it is because of everybody else. And I love the community aspect of the Deeper network. And I am 1000% on board with helping other people that have a hard time being able to access information. Like if I can help the world be a better place by sharing the bandwidth that I'm not using, I'm okay with that. I mean, I love the fact that I get some money out of it, but even if I didn't, I'd still be okay with that aspect of things. Um, all right, so Pollen, Weather MX, and Nova Labs. Um, I want to see where this goes. I really want to see where this goes. Pollen has not had the A. They didn't reply to me. I tried reaching out to them twice. Secondly, I think that Tactical Alex over at Tactical Investing talked about the people behind Pollen weren't the best of people. Weather MX, I again have not been able to reach those guys. I would love to see what a weather station would look like. If I put it in my house, you guys would be able to check it and see 75 degrees every day, Southern California. Um, I don't know. Am I bullish on it? I mean, it tells me that Nova Labs needs to expand their 5G reach, and they're working on how to do that. It's something that I'm watching out for. Could it be profitable? Yeah, sure. But I don't know. I've been slightly put off by certain things, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna let it pass, but I'm not investing all my time and energy on that, which is really, the what it boils down to. What is my time and energy going towards? And I just can't say that it is going towards that. That's plain and simple where I stand with it. Um, Cool. Get rid of deeper. Oh, it might as well since I'm here. Crypto.com talking about exchanges. I didn't mention this. Crypto.com token CRO is down, which I'm actually excited about. Which means that, and I'm so like close to staking even more money. Returns are pretty darn good. Um, Meta 0. Okay, so the returns are pretty good, and yeah, I'm still with crypto.com. If you guys use the coupon code ACTION when you're signing up for their services, you get stuff. Just referral action. Try to keep it simple. I didn't do this once. I'm going to do this here. Wow. We take a look at Illumicate. So Illumicate right now is actually testing their beta software, and I feel terrible that I have not given them the time of day. I think that I need to do a little bit more for those guys because I do love what they're doing. And I'll show you guys what Illumicate looks like. And that's not the right one. Capture. Look at that. Use your computer to mine crypto. Like they updated the website, guys. It's actually super darn cool the way that this is looking. Um, so they've selected the blockchain. They're beta testing right now. Um, what I like about these guys that they're actually doing the work. It's not just like, oh yeah, we think this is gonna work. No, they're like doing everything in their power to make this a success. And again, like I've said before, I think that the people around this, the people behind a project, it means the world. I think that it can tell you if things are going to move forward or fail and fall flat on their face. Um, are there things that they could do to make this better? Yeah, but they're getting there. It's not like they're stopping. They're still building. They're still working on this, and I think that there's a plenty of opportunity behind it because they're beta testing. They have a community of people behind them, and they're doing really, really good on that front. Whew. All right, just play aside. I'm getting on the beta, dude. Awesome. Yeah, I mean the beta platform, the newer update. Here's a sneak peek, I guess, that they posted. It's really simple, which I really like, but it's informative. It actually tells you where stuff is. Um, IOTX. You know what? I'm gonna search for something because IOTX they're different, and this is like nobody's paying me to do this. There's a game on this blockchain that's called Star Crazy, and it's kind of fun. They're doing it's play to earn. It's cheap, and I don't know, I like little fun things like this that I can distract myself with and not get any work done. This is one of them. Um, this kid called Nay reached out and asked me like if I would check it out, and he was like, "Hey, we'll sponsor you, give me money." I was like, "Yeah, maybe, I don't know." So didn't get any money, didn't get anything, but this is a game, and I'm going to talk about them anyway because they're good people. So yeah, it's basically a bunch of cats. You collect stuff, and you go in PvP arenas, and you can buy land. It's your good old, crypto game. But weirdly enough, it's on a blockchain that's all about connecting devices. So it's super odd. It doesn't like actually makes sense to me, but it works. So hey, it is what it is. Oh, I actually clicked the wrong thing. That's okay. There we go. All right. Cool. Yeah. I got a trip that I'm about to go on, and actually I should get going soon here. Over the next day and a half or so. Oh, MXC. And you guys wanted to see MXC and Helium. So I have a table that I built that I already broke everything down on there. And I will definitely let me look at my calendar here. Let's look at a calendar. Action calendar. So one, two, three. Um, I love doing lives. I don't do these enough, but lives are awesome because all of this information is now like, oh, I need to do extensive amounts of research. Like I actually have it in my head. So I can talk about stuff right, right here, right now. I just like making it pretty for those videos so that you can actually go back and pause and go, oh, okay, so this is here, this is how it works. I'll be back on Thursday. Probably going to be exhausted Thursday, but I'll be back Thursday. I'll try to get something out on Friday. Maybe, yeah, maybe I'll do that one since I know I've gotten some people requesting it. All right. Yep. There you go. Alex and Ian, two of you guys. That's it. It's got to happen. Got to do MXC and Helium video. I guess it's got to be the next one. Um, which actually brings something else. I just thought of this. I'm gonna do something else for the MXC video, um, because I have something good to go along with it. And here, I'm gonna put this, and you guys can sing for like 30 seconds while I grab something for you. Ooh, definitely stepped on a nail as I was getting up. That hurt really bad, but that's all right. Let's keep going here. Um, I got goodie bags, guys, and not for me, for you. I asked MXC if they could send anything over, and they did. So, fidget spinners are actually mine. I happen to get those from somewhere else, but we got Run MXC beanies. We have their coin and an umbrella in here. So I'll give these out to you all. Make sure I do a drawing for them, and I'll even throw my own Run MXC fidget spinner into the pack. Nailed it. Oh, Jason, that's just a cheap shot. Cheap shot, man. Nailed it. Ah, cheap shot, dude. I'm not kidding. Like, can you see that? Whew, that was a rough one. Oh, and look at that. My current stream's bitrate is low because my internet is terrible. No M2 Pro. Hang on a second. You want me to give this away? Is that what you want? Dude, iPoll is funny actually. So iPoll has a interesting way to deal with their influencers. They actually loan out miners and then they want you to send it back, or you can buy it at a discounted rate. Um, I'm gonna actually prep something. If I do more lives, I'm gonna get my stream deck ready and start doing things like little sound bites as people make comments, just like Jay saying no M2 Pro, and I'm gonna like just click it and it's gonna show up with a little video going, "Are you not entertained?" Yeah, I don't actually have the miner in here. This is like the one miner that I have that's plugged in. And you guys know how this, works. If you undo it, it goes away. Like I'm not gonna lose. Well, the miner wouldn't be worth as much if we just transferred things over, right? Because we pull things out. Oh, You want me to say, oh, this is a good idea. I can put like the goodie bag in this box, then ship this out. Genius. I love it. I love it. Anything else you guys want to see? Like, since we're doing show and tell with action, we can do that. Anything else you guys are interested in seeing? All right, let me end this poll. There we go. Ended the poll. What else we got going on today? Tiffany and Company. Gotta get my bracelets. Totally joking. Send the box. Let me see if anything has broken while we've been talking here, because it is Friday. Yeah, Filecoin is trending because it just dropped 16%. Not good. Rimrod, Fast Miners VC. Oh, so this is the thing with Fast Miners. You guys will hear a lot of stuff that goes on, like a lot of questions that get posed um, on like their Telegram and stuff. They're doing a lot of like questions to figure out, is it viable? Do people want it? Do people not want it? And how to move forward with things. They well, I mean, technically they are VC because they do put their money into things, but privately they don't actually talk about what they're investing in. I think the idea is that they want to be a little bit more transparent about where some of their funds are going. But that's, what's happening. Do I play the drums yet? I mean, I play the drums, just not very well. Put $1 in the box. Well, I think that's a genius idea. You know what I should do? I should like have a little tip jar. Anyway, you guys want to know about miners from Fast Miners? So my involvement with those miners is somewhat limited, and let me see if I can get you guys anything exclusive, because I help them figure out how to get things done, what's the best way of doing things. But I'm not the guy that's going to be like, "Oh yeah, this is how it works. This is the date. This is the exact thing." So, I guess you can say that I've worked with them more on a consultant basis, and more than anything else. I guess that's the best way to kind of describe that. I am going to get in so much trouble for showing you guys this, but whatever. It's these guys, they're working super hard on some of these things, and it's one of those things like, yeah, more power to you guys because you're doing what other people aren't willing to do. How do I? This is funny. I don't know how to use my own computer. Lovely. I'm in between a Mac and a PC right now, so it's been a hot mess to say the least. Ooh, questions. All right. So I ordered a nodal miner for Fast Miners. They sent me another Helium miner and a crypto wallet. I want a refund and like that. Vic, did they should have contacted you. I know that actually ordered the nodal miner and they contacted me about, what I wanted. Um I get that it's not the nice thing for you to get something that you don't want, but they did reach out via email to people. Maybe that's, you know, Ian, do I have an opinion of RevoFi? I know some people here are actually on Discord of the RevoFi community and whatnot. Here are my thoughts about RevoFi. They called me a Karen. they they called me a Karen. Like, I don't know how. I don't think they know what a Karen is, but that's what they called me. So yeah, I don't want to say that I don't have respect for those guys, but I don't think they're doing the best thing possible at all times. They do have a little bit of antiquated hardware, which is okay for what they're trying to achieve. It's just not going to be your next level thing, right? It's not going to be your state of the art project. I guess is the best way to describe that. Um, yeah, that's where we're at with RevoFi. I hope they do well. Again, I'm not trying to blow out anybody else's candle. I just don't think that it's something that I want to get into. I was actually willing to put my money down and say, "Hey guys, here, take my money. Let's see how this goes." But I didn't go very well. Hope the best for them. I just don't know where it's gonna go and how this is gonna go forward. Um, Here we go. Vic is going to leak stuff. Vic is going to leak stuff to all of you guys. Sorry, I'm actually bouncing around like crazy trying to grab an image that I'm not supposed to show you so I can show you. I'm going to make this small so that people don't go crazy with it. Here. And that's it. You guys can rewind and watch that later. But they did show me what those the chassis look like and how they're looking and what they look like and stuff. Again, when I tell you guys that when it comes to fast miners, like I'm basically consulting. Um, they ask me questions like, "Okay, help out when it comes to airflow?" Um, I have a lot of experience with airflow, not only airflow, but also fluidics. Um, I've been doing this stuff for years. Like I've done consulting on this for a long time. Ramrod, dude, I thanks, man. I appreciate you, bro. Super chat, does that support this channel? Yeah, Rory, the super chat supports this channel. It just goes straight to me, not anybody else. Um, but yeah, so that's what's going on with fast miners. And yeah, you guys might have seen the little image right there. That was, both chassis. Again, it's, I do what I can to help people. I love seeing things move forward and new things take place. With fast miners is no exception. I want to make sure that these guys are growing and they create more opportunities in the market for everyone. So that's where I'm at with that. And we're getting near to 1 hour. So we'll make this the last 4 minutes of the video. Anything else you guys want me to talk about so I can get in trouble? And Nerd Wexer, I am so glad that someone noticed that it was a South Park reference on that last video. I do what I want. Sorry, it was a little random, but I figured somebody got it. You guys are ridiculous. Thank you. You're gonna make me blush and not know what to say. Well, it helps a little bit because I know there's something coming your way, Zeno. So it helps a little bit. I don't even know how many people are watching the stream. It's kind of funny. I've been on like the chat the whole time, so I actually don't see. Oh, look, my stream bit rate is low. There it is. Oh, 33 people. That's awesome. No, it's great being able to actually create content and share stuff with you guys. I honestly like where I'm at right now. I wish I had more time because I'm either learning about things or helping people, and then I'm like, I need to share information and get information out to everybody else. So it can be super frustrating at times because I don't have the time to talk about the things that I want to share with you guys at all times. But it's okay, right? Like I'm that's why I told you, like I love lives, and I know that Ramrod talked about this, but on Friday, on my Twitter, I said that I was going to have a stream on Friday, and that's something that I think that I want to chase. And geez, you guys are ridiculous. Um, thank you. I think I'm going to start doing a weekly stream because at that point, there's no way of me backing down. I'll set a commitment. I'll be there every single week, and we can make what is going on here? Okay. All right. You know what? Since it's the last little bit here, I want to make sure that I actually share some things with you that I don't share with other people. And if you guys are still watching, you're probably the people that are like in it. I don't want to say in it to win it, but you guys are in it for the long haul, long term, and you know what the channel is all about. My recommendation in crypto and anything you guys do is that have you have to find a group of people, find you know just be around like-minded individuals that will support you. And I have that, and I don't share that with anybody else because it's a very close community of creators and people that are posting videos and talking about things. And it's super, super hard at times for other people. And I have been beyond blessed to be able to share a little bit of what I know with them. And their encouragement has been tremendous. And the cool thing is that I'm not there all the time. And the reason I'm not there all the time is because of you, is because a lot of people need that support system outside of what they do because they don't get it with the people that they're doing it with. Here on this channel, like, yeah, people say the weirdest things on comments all the time, but the overall majority are awesome people, just like all of you that went crazy and did super chats. That's the way I look at it. Like, I already have that support system, even without seeking a support system because of all of you. So, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. My goal overall is to hopefully create a community around this that you all can be there for one another, helping each other with like, hey, found this thing, this is awesome, go at it, or I'm doing this, is it a good idea? Having people able to communicate with one another and simply share ideas without getting butt hurt while it happens. You know what I mean? Like that's a thing. Like, do I think that, the name Ramrod is ridiculous? Heck yeah, it's ridiculous. Still love it. It's like we all here and I'll say the majority of us are able to disagree with stuff while still agreeing overall that yeah, we're actually we're good. We're good as individuals. Like it's okay to have different thoughts and opinions. My opinion isn't the final one. My opinion is a opinion. And I don't this is bad because I've done a lot of public speaking when it comes to crowds and getting people to the next level, like coaching and stuff. I've done a lot of that. And it's hard for me to not bring some of these things in when I talk to you all. And the best example of that is a point of view. I do share my point of view with all of you guys, 1,000%. But you got to remember, my point of view is only a view from one point. That means that there are so many others out there that you should listen to. Robbie, now you're doing it too. Jeez, man. So, all of that to say is that I'm part of a different community, very small one that I'm trying to help creators, encourage them, and letting them know, hey guys, it's okay to be you. It's okay to create the content that you think is necessary to be created. But even more exciting is that the fact that I have that support here, and Mick Lund just showed up. Mick Lund, Mick, dude, like it's getting a little weird, bro. Like people are just throwing money at the screen. I don't know what to do. Well, I was supposed to leave a little bit ago. I got to go on a trip, and I was trying to do a live because I couldn't post a video. This is like the quick recap. We talked about how Vitalik from ETH is getting a little bit, upset and throwing shade at what do we got at Michael Saylors. Since we're trying to get these keywords in here so you get the YouTube algorithm to go. Throwing shade at Michael Saylors, at Meta, Facebook. We talked about how please don't buy ETH miners because you don't know what's going to happen. Merger happening on September. This is a good recap. Merger happening on September 16th, 19th. Shoot, I can't remember. I think it's the 19th. So I'm pulling my assets out of the ERC20 blockchain, making sure that my stuff doesn't get compromised. Don't want to lose anything. Want to make sure that it's safe to bring stuff back in, keeping it out of there until that takes place. What else we talk about? We talked about how the SEC is going after small fish so they can make money. Vosk deleted people's comments. That's messed up. I don't delete people's comments. You got all right. If you guys want to like really have a good time at reading ridiculous comments, and this is a pause from the breakdown of what we talked about today. Take a look at my video on Meta Hero. Like it is hilarious. Um, because hang on a second. Ooh, look at this. This is what happens when I'm doing it live and people can't get a hold of me. We're hang on a second here, guys. I'm gonna hit mute for 1 second. You guys can go do 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 do. All right, I almost got in trouble there. Here we go. So Meta Hero. So we got a Meta Hero trailer. I'm gonna share my screen so I can do this live with you guys. Here we go. Transition. So if you guys want to see bad like comments, action, crypto. Let's see what we get. Let me see. My video pops up. All right. Don't want to see any ads. All right, so this video is wild when it comes to comments, guys. Like, if you want to have just a good old time, like reading stuff that makes absolutely no sense, go to this video. It's I'm gonna post the link right here so you guys can see it too. That was my wife. She was like, "Where are you? You haven't answered my call. Is everything okay?" Um, Trying to blow this up so you guys can see it. Comments, comments, comments. Where are those at? There's some weird stuff, like, people called me names. People, like, said the weirdest stuff about me on this video, and it's hilarious. I didn't have a chance to reply to all these comments. This is one of the first things, first videos that actually took, like that took off. Um, but if you want, like it's wild. It's wild because I challenge them. I ask them questions that they weren't willing to actually answer. And it's my most disliked video ever. It's weird because YouTube won't show you the likes and dislikes, but I have like 224 likes. That's the overall, like it's positive overall, but like I'm talking about hundreds of dislikes. It was wild. Um, Is he spamming? Hang on. Hey, Ramrod, here we're gonna fix this right now, buddy. We're gonna make you as a moderator so you can delete all of the comments from Meta Zeno as you see fit. But yeah, like terrible comments come along all the time, and I have fun with them. I'm like, hey, thanks for your feedback. I really appreciate you hating this, but I'm gonna keep at it. Maybe I'll get better next time. Hopefully you enjoy it. Take care. Bye bye. That's kind of how it goes down. All right, what else we talk about? Because I got to do a recap from Mick, right? Because we're just doing the closing recap. We talked about how Bitcoin rose 16.8% in July, which is the best performance since October of 2021. We talked about how CoinFlex is blocking people from withdrawing money, so that exchange is going down the tubes. And right now, I'm with like majority with Crypto.com because they've been treating me well. Got their card, and if you guys want to sign up, use code ACTION. What else? Did we do that? Yeah. And we talked about the SEC because they're being big old jerks to the little people and trying to make things a security without any guidance, just by taking people to court. And Coinbase ain't happy. Yeah. I think we covered everything. And we had a good time. I mean, other than that, we had a great time. But that's it. That's the quick rundown on what took place. I love how I'm just like deleting stuff now. You guys are a blast. I love this. You guys are so awesome. So stinking awesome. Like I can't tell you how exciting this is, but I do have to get going. Otherwise, I'm gonna be late for the ride that I need to catch. I'll tell you guys about this quick little trip that I'm taking later. Um, should be good. Should be good. Should be fun. I might have some things I can share with you once I get back. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Yeah, love you guys. You guys are the best. And man, trying to think of something inspirational to close this with. Let me think here. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I mean, I actually just saw this quote today, and I think it's important for everybody to understand what it is. It's if you ain't first, you last. The dude that said that was high when he said it, so don't take that, take that with a grain of salt. But you guys are awesome. I will see you guys on the next video.